Hello. Wanted to welcome you back to another heartfelt message from Spirit. It's been a challenging few weeks, we could say. I am finally back in Arizona. So I did listen to my guidance and listen to my spirit guides. I can honestly say it has not been an easy journey this time coming back, but I do know I belong here. Maybe not specifically in the Phoenix area, but I do know that coming home, and yes, I was told I do belong here, which is one of the reasons I keep leaving and coming back, because I never really felt I belonged. But it has been an interesting journey, filled with lots of fun, meeting new people, some anger, and this is the journey sometimes that we do go on in order to find the path that we're supposed to take. And that's what I want to talk to you about today. So in case you're new and you haven't been on any of the videos before, I'm Dr. Reverend Elena Skyhawk, owner and founder of Contemporary Native Healing and Skyhawk's Native Creations. And today I want to talk about how using your dreams to get some answers, because that's what I kind of did on Friday. Something very unexpected happened, and it created a lot of anger in me, which, you know, we're working with energy, you know, that's the ego. So one of the questions I wanted to ask my higher self, my guides and angels, to get some clarity on where there was a disconnect with bringing prosperity and abundance back into my life. And I wasn't really expecting an answer, because sometimes we all have issues of trust. And they gave me a dream Friday night, or I gave myself a dream, however you want to look at with spirit, on how they communicate with us. Now, in the dream, it was another lifetime. I'm not sure how far back I was, but the dream actually showed buildings that kind of remind me of the show Bonanza. They were really old buildings. It was a very, not sure what the word would be, kind of like old-fashioned Western town. And I was walking through the town with a piece of paper in my hand. I was looking for a person or an address, and I wasn't quite sure where it was. And as I looked around the town, I noticed there were a lot of buffalo surrounding me. Now, buffalo have to do with abundance. They have to do with prosperity. And in the olden days, when the tribes would hunt buffalo, they used that every piece of that buffalo, whether it was for clothing, shelter, utensils, sleeping, you know, they would make robes and blankets and stuff out of the hide. So they used every inch of that buffalo, and to them, it fed the people for quite a while. And it had to do with abundance, prosperity. And so in this day and age, whenever buffalo show up, they're still trying to talk to you about the abundance and prosperity in your life and bringing it in. So I had a lot of them around me. I had little baby white buffaloes. I had little calves. I mean, little itty bitty buffaloes. They were, you know, just babies. But there was also the male buffaloes and the female, and they were surrounding me. It's like as I walked, they followed with me, which shows in an energetic field that they are in my field, but it wasn't showing up. It hasn't been showing up in the physical. So that's why I was asking questions on where the prosperity and abundance was. Now, I finally asked because I couldn't find what I was looking for, I asked a gentleman that was driving around in this weird looking contraption, a cart of some kind, if he knew where the address was I was looking for. So he took me to the home, and again, it was one of those big old-fashioned homes, had a huge porch on it. And I went up the porch, and a gentleman opened the door and then let me in. And I happened to stop and look out the window. And I could literally see men running down the street in suits. There was like 12 of them running down the street, being chased by all these buffalo, and they were heading straight for the house. And the gentleman told me to go upstairs, that there was a secret door in his closet in his room. Go through that closet and follow it, and I would be safe. As the buffalo came charging up onto the porch, and I did what he asked and went up to the room, found the secret door, went through it. And as I went through the passageway to the next part, I was walking through a childhood that I had had in another lifetime, because I could see parts of what was there, and I was like, oh my God, that was mine when I was a kid. And then I realized it wasn't this lifetime that I was looking at, and I realized later that I was actually walking through parts of my Akashic record and seeing different pieces of this lifetime where I could see what they were hiding me from. And there was another person on the other end who allowed me into that part of the house. And when I woke up, the dream was extremely vivid. And I asked, what was it that they were trying to show me? What they were trying to show is that at some point in one of my lifetimes, it was very unhealthy to be rich, to have money, to be prosperous, because people would kill you for that. And so they have been protecting me all these years from being abundant and prosperous in many lifetimes, because we lived longer that way. So the question I had been answering or looking for on what is blocking prosperity and abundance from coming into one's life, they showed me in a dream so that I could clear it, which would allow the abundance and prosperity to now come into this life. I thank the guide who was protecting me way back then for his protection, but that it was no longer needed because I was not going to be killed in this lifetime because of my wealth, abundance, and prosperity. So this is some of the things that when we have prosperity blocks, abundance blocks, and we're not quite sure where they're coming from, we can ask our high self to give us the answer in the dream state, because we're more open to hearing and seeing what the answer is. And then we can, once we wake up, integrate the information and heal. So that's just another little tip on how you can use your dreams to help in a healing situation. I hope you enjoyed this short little video, and we'll see what comes up next. For now, this is Dr. Elena Skyhawk signing off. Bye for now.